The electoral umpire comes under scrutiny tonight. The fact is, INEC has 6 national commissioners instead of 12, as provided by the Constitution, plus a controversy over the tenure of some resident electoral commissioners. Is INEC running an incomplete board? That is our focus tonight on the program. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. I'm Sheon Wakimbale, and this is Politics Today, your daily edition of the program. We have heard of inconclusive elections, but does the Independent Electoral Commission, as it is currently constituted, have an inconclusive composition of its board? We'll take a look at what the law says about the electoral umpire. Well, in the third schedule of the Nigerian Constitution, it stipulates that the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, shall comprise the following members. A, it says, a chairman who shall be the chief electoral commissioner, and B, 12 other members to be known as national electoral commissioners. Then, well, go further to, or come forward to the section 159 of the Nigerian Constitution is clear on these, and it says that in the first subsection, it says the quorum for a meeting of any of the bodies established by the section 153, which of course established the constitution of INEC, of this constitution, shall be not less than 1/3 of the total number of members of that body at the date of the meeting. Well, since the expiration of the tenure of some of the national commissioners, only 5 were appointed to replace the former ones. But what is the implication of the board, which cries for more members, at least 6 of them? That is not the only issue that we'll be talking about. Of course, let me show you some of the current national commissioners of INEC as is currently constituted. Well, the chairman is Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and of course we know that some of, for example, Ambassador Lawrence Uwuruku is one of the national commissioners whose position actually subsists until the appointment of new national commissioners. Of course, we have Professor Anthony Asimbine, Prince Shoyebi Solomon, Dr. Mustafa Leki. Those are the newly appointed national commissioners. But Amina Zakari, of course, the acting chairman of INEC, and also Lawrence Uwuruku, both of them have been there before the new appointment, and of course, Shetima Afo. Well, there is controversy over the tenure of some of the resident electoral commissioner. Well, is it a case of overstaying their time? Well, we dig into these issues tonight on the program. Well, Oluwole Osazi Uzi is the Director of Voter Education and Publicity at INEC. He joins me from our Abuja studio. And also here in the studio, Ikechukwu Ikeji. Well, that's Oluwole Osazi Uzi there. And Ikechukwu Ikeji is a legal practitioner. He joins me here in the studio. Thank you so much for joining me on the program, gentlemen. Let me start from our Abuja studio. The Director of Voter Education and Publicity at INEC, Mr. Oluwole Osazi-Uze. Tell me, we have only 6 national commissioners as appointed by the president. Of course, we have 2 others who were there before now, and with the chairman making 7 of them. We are looking at the 6 others who are not yet appointed, because as the Constitution stipulates, 12, 2 from each geopolitical zones. But what is the state of things now? Do we have a legally constituted board of INEC as it stands now?
Thank you very much, Sean, for having me again on your program. Good evening. I don't think there's any controversy. You seem to, I would say there is a controversy. There is a report, and I'm so aware there's just one report by one newspaper talking about composition of the commission. But to answer you directly, yes, the constitution is properly constituted. And let me correct another impression that the Constitution says there should be 2 from each political zones. No, the Constitution does not state that national commissioners will come from 2 from each geopolitical zone. That is a convention. It's not in any written law. It's not in the Constitution, and it's not in the Electoral Act. But going back directly to your question, there's this issue of proper composition. The composition is composed of a national chairman and 12 national commissioners. But the same constitution does not stipulate that at all times the commission must have 12 national commissioners. That is the ideal, that is the maximum. Because you refer to the section 159, which says that for quorum, for example, that it is the number of people who are there at the very time of the meeting. And section 1594 of that same constitution says that notwithstanding any vacancy or absence in the commission can still function. So basically, yes, it is properly constituted. It will also be properly constituted even if there are 9, 10, 12 people as national commissioners.
Mr. Oluwole, if you look at it, I mean, let me take you to the third schedule of the Constitution. It says that, I mean, maybe you're looking at something different from the document that we have here, the Nigeria's Ground Norm. The section
Yes.
B of the third schedule of the section F there says that 12 other members to be known as National
Yes.
Electoral Commissioner, clearly stated there, 12 of them, clearly stated, which of course gives us the sense of what the very
Yes.
first statement
Yes.
says. The Independent National Electoral Commission shall comprise the following members: A chairman, who shall be the Chief Electoral Commissioner, and B, 12 other members to be known as National Electoral Commissioners. And so you're saying that what we have now is normal?
Well, I did not use the word normal, but you also know that you don't read the Constitution in isolation. Now you go back to section 1594 of the Constitution, saying notwithstanding any vacancy or absence in its membership, all its decisions are still valid. It's a standing commission. It still carries out its functions, notwithstanding any vacancy or absence of any member.
All right, because you will look at the fact that the Constitution talks about quorum, because, I mean, once section 1